pulled the fries out and like they were just limp and soggy and because I got the seasoned fries and like, they were good, but they just did not taste like it. Just the texture was bad, so I actually threw them in the air fryer.
I was just gonna say that. Did you throw them in the air fryer?
Did.
I mean, that's the best. I mean, dude, like the air fryer has revolutionized leftover French fries.
Oh yeah.
This week, we recap our trip up to New Glarus for the Beer, Bacon, and Cheese Festival. This is episode 86 of The Malting Hour.
What's the haps on the hops? Got yeast, that's beast. This the Malting Hour where we talk about our drink and tell you what we think every other week. And if we get drunk, well, we might slur our speech. Got the gift of gab, the friends you wish you had. Join us for a drink, join us for a laugh. Time is never wasted, where you getting wasted. The Malting Hour here, people take your places. People take your places. People take your home.
Welcome to The Malting Hour. I'm one of your hosts, Tony Golick, joined always with
Brandon Winninger.
And here we are. Here we are. Sorry, man. It feels, dealing with technical difficulties, it's been a long weekend. It's been a long day today. This almost comes off as an after the final pour. I was out celebrating a Fanny, the first episode.
Yeah.
Stephanie, she's moving to Florida, so I was out celebrating for that, and then I came home, and I thought I was going to be able to hop right on, and my computer gave me a whole bunch of shit, and we've been doing this for almost 45 minutes.
Yeah. It's okay.
But it's, yeah, cool, thanks. This is going to be our New Glarus, our trip up to the Beer, Bacon, and Cheese Festival and to New Glarus Brewing recap. Braden, how you doing, buddy?
Good, man. How are you?
Pretty good. It's been a long weekend. A lot of this weekend was supposed to be something completely different. Friday, I worked the Square Roots Festival over on Lincoln Avenue here in Chicago, which for those who do not know, it is a beer festival, also local north. What would you call it? What's that area? What is that area?
I mean, I think it's always just considered north side.
Yeah.
But the Lincoln Square area.
Yeah, Lincoln Square area. It's a festival for vendors of food, and there's bands that play. But there's a lot of good. I mean, in that area is Dovetail, Half Acre. Those two are mainly over in that area. It
started originally to promote craft beer. Is what it was, because
I did not know that.
You would go to like Rib Fest, which is in the same area, and they were solely focused like ribs, obviously, but they would have like the standards on. You get Bud Light, Miller Lite, whatever, like all that kind of stuff on like from the tents that were serving beer. And then when they announced it originally, I was like, okay, cool, because I lived in the area. Grew up in the area, and it was supposed to be craft beer centric and on like local music and like local musicians and things like that. So, which was awesome. Yeah, and
that's kind of what it is now. Like, it's expanded as far as the craft beer. I mean, when I first started working there, like Founders was there. Which was great because one of the first times I was there, Rhubarb and their Imperial Stout were on tap on one of the trucks, and one of the reps was telling me to mix both of them because it tastes like a chocolate-covered raspberry, which it does. And Lagunitas used to be a part of it for a long time. They were not a part of it this year. This year it was definitely more. Well, there was Dovetail, Half Acre, Maplewood,
Beguile.
Beguile. That they were on my truck. Oh man, I'll talk about that as well. Metropolitan was there. I know that Hubbard's Cave and not Hubbard's Cave, Unani. No, both of them actually were there. And for the Brewers Lounge, there was a lot. I mean, there was just beer all over the place. It was super awesome. I was only supposed to do that Friday. Then Saturday was supposed to be a party I was supposed to go to. I'm not going to say anything else about that. That got canceled. And so I ended up working the fest again. And that day was like insane. It was so long yesterday. I didn't get a chance to eat anything until I started at 10 o'clock in the morning at that fest. Clark luckily came by and saved me and brought me a hot dog from Byron's Hot Dogs around 5 o'clock. And that was the last thing I ate. And so when I drove home, Around 11:30, I stopped at Bocce's and grabbed a giant slice of pizza.
Nice.
So that was cool. Then today I saw Thor Love and Thunder in the morning, which was great. And then I had Stephanie's going away party this evening at Foundation, which that was fun. And then I had computer problems. So that wasn't all supposed to happen the way it did. Yesterday was supposed to be a lot more chill, and I'm tired. I'm exhausted. And tomorrow, when I say tomorrow, we're recording this at 10 o'clock on Sunday night. When I say tomorrow, it's the day that everybody is listening to this. I'm going to see Rage Against the Machine and Run the Jewels tonight, Monday night. So
nice.
Good thing I took two. Yeah, good. Well, I'll take some pictures and videos for you, buddy. I've got Tuesday off, so I got that going for me. How was your weekend, buddy? I got to see you and the family on Friday. I was so happy to see you guys stop by at the booth.
It was good. Like you said, we came by the fest on Friday, hung out, went and got little man his first funnel cake. Yesterday, we kind of chilled at home. It's kind of a crazy day. Today, we actually we went to the Jeff Park Farmers Market and did that. Little man went and played with the sprinklers, played on the the park equipment there. And then we had to drag him away because it was like afternoon, and I was like, dude, you haven't eaten lunch. So we walked over to Weston's in the neighborhood and had my wife and I got sandwiches and coffee and got him a bagel because he wanted a bagel. And he ate the entire thing.
Man after my own heart.
And then after that, we came back, did a nap for little man on Sunday, and he woke up. And we had like 20 some tickets left for the fest. So we're like, let's go back over to the fest. So we drove over there.
Oh, awesome. You guys ended up back at Square Roots today?
So
awesome.
We did that. Got another funnel cake, which he enjoyed.
Yeah.
Becca got herself a corn dog. I got myself a cup of elotes.
Nice. Man, you guys had all the good street food.
Yeah, and then we actually kind of played in Wells Park a lot. Like he's got this.
That's a great park, man. Wells Park is awesome.
Yeah, I mean that's where I did day camp as a kid, man. Like
that's where.
Memories.
Hey, man, that's where Laura and my wife and I actually like first when we were both single encountered each other for the first time.
Wait, really?
Yeah, that's where like everything kind of started.
How? Tell the story.
Story. Here we go. I don't remember. I maybe I played a show or was at something the night before, and this was 12, 13 years ago. And I was still, I'd crash out at, friends' houses and stuff like that. Yeah. I'm not ashamed to say that, in
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. So I did that, and I found out from a mutual friend of ours that she was going to be there. And I got there. I took a bus all the way down there, and I was going to go with my friend at the time, who was my roommate. We went over there, and I saw her for the first time in 5 years. And so we had talked about maybe making some plans, and those plans didn't come into fruition, but here we are now. Married 10 years later, baby.
Crazy.
It's coming up in September. It's insane.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But yeah. So Wells Park has a special place for me as well, man.
Yeah. So Benjamin's got this like these two little mitts. It's the Velcro mitts with the ball. We did a lot of that in the field. Kind of
those little Velcro like pads.
Yeah.
Like they look like little frisbees.
Little circular discs that you hold on your hand.
Yeah. Who doesn't love those? If you don't love those, you're a communist.
Yeah. So that was it was also like the first time I think we'd really done it outside the house. Like we had done it like in close quarters, trying it, and then we took them outside. Today and or Sunday. Whenever you're listening to this. And yeah, he was doing pretty good. And it was funny because I was all amped. I'm like, yeah, we're going to play, we're going to do this. He goes, no, mommy does it. I was like, okay, good luck, kid.
Nice.
And it was kind of funny because it was like 20 minutes before Becca finally, like, he caught one, and then they got a rhythm going, and that was kind of neat. So
that's cool.
It was fun watching them do that. So we did that, and then left there. He didn't want any of the food there, so we got him a Happy Meal on the way home, and he was cool. Did that.
Hey, when in doubt, man, you can't go wrong with a Happy Meal.
Yeah. So yeah,
I mean, I think anybody listening to our show can at one point say that when they were a kid, a Happy Meal, and even parents like now, like every now and then, a Happy Meal is okay.
Yeah,
it's okay to get a Happy Meal.
Yeah, and Becca was like, she's like, oh, we can take him home. We'll give him chicken nuggets again. I was like, he's had chicken nuggets or some form of chicken the last 3 nights.
Nuggies, baby.
And I was like, well, let's offer him a Happy Meal and see if he wants nuggets or burger. And he said, burger.
I like how it's try. You guys are coming to terms with it, like, okay, we're gonna offer him this, and we'll see what he says. Like, are we gonna do the burger? Are we gonna do some chicken?
Yeah, I mean that's kind of how it is. Like,
absolutely. I've learned that just with my nephew. You know, like sometimes you got to make compromises.
Yep, that is true.
So what he ended up going with the burger?
Yep, he did. Cheeseburger.
Did he eat the whole thing?
Like 3/4 of it, I think.
Did you finish the rest of it?
No, I don't even know where it is. Becca might ate it. It happens with a lot of his leftovers. She was like, "I'll just eat it." I'm like, all right.
I gotta be honest, man. Like I'll eat leftovers. It's funny, like with Laura and Mackenzie, if we get wings in the house, they'll and this might be gross to some people, but they don't eat wings like I eat wings. Like they'll take like a couple of bites and they're like, yeah, I had that wing. I'm like, there is definitely more meat on that bone. I won't necessarily like just take the bone and eat it. I'll cut it off that bone and eat it, but I will finish.
I'm with you. I do the same thing.
Side note, I went to B-Dubs today, and I have from now on.
Did you go to Village Crossing to see your movie?
I did. Yeah. I did go to Village Crossing to go see Thor: Love and Thunder, which, by the way, was very good. We've done Marvel movies on here before.
Yeah.
Love and Thunder was fun, man. It's a fun movie. It's not amazing, but for an hour and 59 minutes, if you are looking for a funny Marvel movie, this is it, man. It was a lot of, it was fun. Not the best, but I think the Thor series is probably, as far as consecutive movies, I didn't think that 4 Thor movies would have been like my favorites, but shit, man, they're great. But we went to Buffalo Wild Wings afterwards, and I got their Nashville hot chicken sandwich, and they gave me like the smallest piece of breaded chicken ever. And I was thoroughly disappointed because like other people around me who I went with, like they had got regular wings, boneless wings. Someone else got like a regular chicken sandwich, and like their regular chicken sandwich that they got looked like the fucking picture. Like it was a big ass piece of like, and then the piece they gave me was like, it's kind of a piece of chicken. Like I was thoroughly disappointed. So from now on, Buffalo Wild Wings, you're not a sponsor. We don't want you to sponsor us unless you really want to sponsor us. You can. I'm just going for your wings. And I also had I tried one of their garlic. It was like a garlic wing, but it tasted like lemon pepper. Like it was so salty. It was so bad. Ooh. Just go there for buffalo wings. Don't get anything else. Get buffalo wings. The curds were actually okay, but then like somebody else I was with, they got like these weird tots that were like loaded tots. They kind of sucked too. Yeah. There was like brisket on it, but the brisket was like, I don't know, sandwich steak. Yeah. It wasn't great.
It's funny that you said this just jogged my memory because, my memory is shot. Last night.
Why is your memory shot?
Life. Last night we actually went to Fry the Coop, the new spot in Portage Park.
It's open now?
Yeah, it's open.
Oh shit, how was it?
It was good. So, here's the story. So we went there, we drove up. Our plans initially were to dine in. And dine in means either sitting at the one counter they have against the windows or in the outdoor tables, which they had spots. So we went there, and they don't have a menu for that location online. So I looked at previous menus, and I'm like, oh, they got a kids meal, this, and that. I was like, let's do that. So we show up, and I was looking at the menu, and I'm like, you guys got a kids meal? And they're like, no. I'm like, really?
Cool.
You literally dropped a place, and I don't blame the employees. I'm like, but you drop a place in the middle of a place with tons of families, and there's no kids meal. I was like, all right, whatever. So I ended up getting the Nashville hot sandwich medium, and Becca got the like regular chicken and cheese sandwich, and I got an order of fries. Took that home, made Benjamin chicken nuggets. He was cool. He hadn't eaten a lot that day, so I was like, I'm making like normally we give him like 4 nuggets. I made him 6, and he ate 5.5 of them. So I was
Going
like,
big.
Yeah. So anyway, so we did that, and I was like, I pulled it had been like 10, 20 minutes since we got it from the restaurant. We pulled the fries out, and like they were just limp and soggy, and because I got the seasoned fries, and like they were good, but they just did not taste like it. Just the texture was bad, so I actually threw them in the air fryer.
I was just gonna say that. Did you throw them in the air fryer?
Did.
I mean, that's the best. I mean, dude, like the air fryer has revolutionized leftover French fries.
Oh yeah, so I threw them in the air fryer, crisped them up. They were perfect. But I was like, and I still have like a half a bag left because you have to order it as a side, and for $4, it's a pretty hefty bag. Tony can see my hands. But
that's big. It's probably about
and I
12
ate
inches.
Like about half of it.
You're a better man than I, because I would have ate all of them.
And they're still sitting in the fridge upstairs. But anyway,
coming over.
The sandwiches were fucking bomb. But I did tell Becca, I was like, next time I'm going to go up a heat level or 2 because I did medium, and medium was supposed to be habanero, and I was like, it wasn't spicy at all. Like I could taste spice. And then, like, going up, there's, like, Insanity. Like, Insanity, I think, is their top level. But I was like, I need to go up at least 1 or 2 levels to, like, taste. And this
that was the way I felt about the Nashville hot from Buffalo Wild Wings. I would have been happier probably getting my other thought was, I like how this episode is now turned into what have we eaten this week about chicken. But I honestly, I think I should have just gotten the buffalo chicken wrap, which what I was looking at. Actually, they have this thing called the bird dog. Ooh. It's like a chicken tender on a brioche bun with like, you can get it loaded and shit, and it sounds insane, but it's like pretty much like a hot dog with a chicken tender. Like it's a chicken tender hot dog deal. There's no hot dog on there, but you're treating it like a hot dog. So there's a chicken tender on a brioche bun, and they like whatever. But I was disappointed with the Nashville hot in there. So maybe we need to. We've talked about food on this show a lot. I think you and we just grab some fucking spicy chicken sandwiches from Fry the Coop again, and we pair it with some beers and just go with that. That's a good episode right there. I'm down with that for sure. Yeah, that's a bummer. That kind of stinks, man.
I mean, it was still good.
Sure. I will say this: when I was at Foundation, they had a great bruschetta flatbread that was like loaded with like mozzarella cheese on this flatbread, and then the diced tomatoes that were seasoned great. Like that was really good. That was actually very, very tasty. I had a slice of that.
But that's not what we're here to talk about.
No, we're here to talk about our trip to New Glarus. New Glarus, Wisconsin, for their Bacon, Beer, and Cheese Festival. And if you've been listening, you know that we've done some after the final pours, and we've posted some stuff on our social media. Sorry, that was a burp in there. But yeah, man, let's talk about that. So the trip actually started out in Huntley, Illinois, where we got to go to More Brewing. Yeah, is that your first time there? I don't remember. That's your first time at that facility?
At that facility, not my first time at More, but it's actually my first time ever drinking at More because I've only done pickups at More.
But that not at the Huntley facility, right?
No, the Villa Park.
Okay. So that was both you and I, our first time there, and we had looked at their menu, and they had a whole bunch of really fun beers on tap of their own stuff, but there was also a guest tap that you and I were very excited about. I wish I was better prepared for this. I'm going to see if I can pull it up quickly while you and I talk about this, because we did get a chance to sample some of their beers and also a guest tap. And the guest tap happened to be Dragon's Milk. And the Dragon's Milk was their... what is it? Yes, thank you. Man, I really wish I was better prepared But anybody who listens to the shows know that I'm not prepared for this. Yes, the Stroop waffle, which was awesome. It was 11%. It says, inspired by classic Dutch cookie, best enjoyed with a cup of coffee. Our brewers use rich caramel, vanilla, cinnamon, and freshly roasted coffee beans to bring the experience to our signature bourbon barrel-aged stout. It was pretty good. Yeah. It got better as it warmed up. You and I both got a pour of that. But what was do you remember what you got? Because I'm
scrambling. I'm just looking at my check-ins. I know we did barrel-aged Night Tide.
Did you get that or did I get that?
You might have gotten that one. And then the henna French toast.
No, fuck, I don't know.
I don't know. We both kind of have similar tastes when we went on.
Well, we can say this. We both tried each other's beers.
Yeah.
And everything there was good. The food coming out looked awesome. We were going back and forth on whether or not we were going to get some food from there while we were there. But we did not. We probably should have, yeah. But we did 2 tasters apiece, so it wasn't terrible. I was this close to buying some beer to bring back home. But we needed to get back on the road, so that's where it started. And then it was a fun trip, man. Actually, it was really nice driving up there with you. We were listening to a bunch of fun music. We listened to some Metallica. We listened to some Nine Inch Nails. We listened to some Ghost. We were going like heavy music driving up there. That was actually a lot of fucking fun. Then we finally got to, for me, which I know you've been there before, but it was my first time being there, New Glarus. And I see, it's funny. I for the second half of this episode, I am going to get that glass and pour a beer. We went to New Glarus Brewing. We've done an episode of their beers, but it's the first time I got to go there and experience it. It's fantastic. It's so much fun. It's so nice. The weather was perfect. We were quick. We took our time. We did the self tour, which was super cool. When we got up there, we got you've got the Wisconsin Belgian Red, and I got the Berry Bock. Right?
I think yeah. No, you did.
Yeah. Which when I took a sip, I'm like, are you sure?
This is like the Wisconsin Red.
Yeah, because and when I took a sip of your Wisconsin Red, I'm like, nope, this is definitely something else. Because the Berry Bock is like heavy on the berries, and it was good. It was nice. I mean, and if anybody knows the ABV on that beer, please let me know, because I looked up and down. It's not on Untapped. Couldn't find it online. I don't know what the ABV is on it. It's definitely an interesting take on a Bock beer. It was very good. But Brandon and I got a chance to do a self-guided tour. Brandon had told me beforehand that this is the cleanest brewery he's ever seen in his life, and he is not wrong.
So was it Mocha Berry Bock?
I don't think so. Maybe.
Because I just did a quick search. Mocha Berry Bock came up. It says ABV. It doesn't.
It doesn't. Yeah, it's. I think it is the Mocha Berry.
Yeah,
Bock.
I think that's what it was, and it was. Yeah. Oh, it's on their site now.
Yeah, there it is. Mocha Berry Bock, and it says 0 ABV, 0 IBUs on Untapped. Yeah, it was good. It was a fun beer to try. I really liked it. Yeah, and the brewery itself was cool. I got some souvenirs from there for Jeff's daughter. And then we obviously bought some beers that we did some after the final pours with. And there's another beer that we might have another time. But that was the first night. We got back to the hotel. If you listen to the after the final pours, we drank some beers, we waited for pizza, we talked to Dan, we talked to Clark, and that was night number 1.
Wait, wasn't that the second night we talked to them?
No, man, that was night number 1.
Oh, okay.
The first night is what we talked about. Oh, I remember the second night. We're going to get to the second night because that was a lot of fun. We went to the restaurant right by the hotel. Yeah. That was night number 2. But yeah, so that was the first night in the hotel that Brandon got for us. Super cool. We stayed out in Madison. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. And the pizza place that delivered to us was really good. We thought maybe because we were so hungry that we liked the pizza, but I don't know the name off the top of my head. I'll throw it in the notes here. What it was, but Madison, you guys have a really good, nice thin crust pizza place not too far away from the hotel that we stayed at. But yeah, so that was the first day. The first day was great. If you guys haven't been up to New Glarus, definitely take the trip, go up there, check it out. It's super cool. I'm looking forward to going back. I'd like to go back up there in the fall. Apparently, we missed out on meeting up with the guys from Old Irving, which we did meet up with on the day of the actual fest. But there is a whole lot of land you can walk around while you're there.
Yeah.
So they have like this, beer garden that you can sit out. We sat in a place that looked like a fucking broken down temple. Not temple, but, church of some sort. And it was very nice. It was super cool. The weather was great. But you could do a whole lot of walking around in that area. And I guess we missed the guys from Old Irving. They did that walking around and then sat around, and our paths just didn't cross at that time. So if you get a chance to go up there, do it. Get a pour, get a glass, take it home. It's super cool. But before we get on to day 2, Brandon, we spent so much time talking about chicken. We can actually take a break right now, and we'll be right back.
I'm impatient, but I'm in this basement trying to get my money up, feeling complacent, chasing these payments, ain't gonna work a payment, but still trying to get my money up, blowing up, I know enough, I'm going nuts, man, I'm losing it, I'm boozing it, I got it wrong, but choosing it, I'm proving it, don't got it yet, improving it, I'm dope as fuck, introducing this, get about my dick, I don't want no bitch, it's funny how you don't get shit, until you get your motherfucking money up, it's funny how you don't get shit, until you get your motherfucking money up. It's funny how you don't get shit until you get your motherfucking money up. It's funny how you don't get shit until you get your motherfucking money up. I don't know about you, but I ain't never had shit, man. Leading up to this, I only got to witness, man. Never had a chick, let alone a bad bitch. Didn't sell on some bricks, didn't make a fucking lick till I picked up that big. Trying to get my money up, I took another sip, but I'm trying to pick these honeys up. It's funny how you don't get shit, man, until you get your motherfucking money up. Funny how you don't get shit until you get your motherfucking money up. It's funny how you don't get shit until you get your motherfucking money up. It's funny how you don't get shit until you get your motherfucking money up. It's funny how you don't get shit until you get your motherfucking money up.
The thing is, he did go out of bounds, but that was an illegal bump. Mike Richardson can't bump him after 5 yards before the ball's in the air. You can bump that first 5. Now that official, he did a good job.
And we're back.
We are back. This is a nice little break. I ate some peanuts during that break.
Did you bring your wife some peanuts?
I did. She wanted some peanuts.
Wait, do you have like a stash downstairs that she wanted?
No. She's upstairs. She's hanging out on her phone right now, and she said, "When you come up, do you mind bringing some peanuts?" And I figured, what better time than during the break to bring in some peanuts?
Do it.
And then I was like, you know what? I want some salted roasted peanuts as well. The Malting Hour, brought to you by Salted Roasted Peanuts. Doesn't matter who it is, we love the nuts.
We did that Planters one before, and Planters did not respond.
They not respond. This is an Aldi brand, so that's why I bought it.
Right.
It's fine.
It's funny. It's funny that you said that though, because like last night,
this episode's more about food than our trip.
I can't remember what the brand is, but I bought like a jug of peanuts from Menards when I was there like a week or two ago. So. Because I was there and I like, was that then? No, I think I had Benjamin with me then. So no, because then I think I went the next day is when I bought my wood. And I didn't buy it from Menards because Menards is like to cut your own wood. I was like, I don't want to cut it myself.
I'm looking to do that.
I went to Home Depot and they cut it for you. I was like, no, like Menards, like there's a station there. It's like, hey, if you go.
Like wood for building or wood for
So
burning?
I had to buy
wood for building, okay.
was supposed to buy 2x6s. Ended up getting with 2x4s. But that's fine. Still the same. Only because we bought from Sam's Club, I bought a shed that we're going to put in our yard. So I can take some of the stuff out of our garage and put that, in there and lock it.
Good move. Pro move.
It's under a camera. So anyone coming in and steal my stuff.
Yeah, in case I come and try and steal your fucking little propane fireplace.
Lawnmower. What's up? We plan on putting originally I was like, man, if it's big enough, I'll put my motorcycle in there. I'll put my whatever. But it's not that big. But getting some of the bigger stuff out of the garage and some of the smaller stuff, hanging it on the walls in there, that's our goal. And now I've had this wood sitting in my garage for almost 2 weeks. And my goal is I'm off this week. I got a day off. I'm not off the whole week, so I got a day off because my company awesomely does unplug days. The first or second Wednesday of every month, and
for everybody to just not work for a day.
So the first one in the quarter is a complete unplug day, and it's everybody's off except for customer support, and then they can choose their own unplug days.
That's cool.
And then every other month is just a no meeting day. So they started that in the height of the pandemic, but it's been super useful. So originally I was like, I'm going to brew something. Yeah, what am I going to brew? And I was like, oh, fuck, I got to build that shed. So I looked at the weather and I'm like,
good man.
I'm going to build the shed because it'll be nice. I think my wife's going to be working and whatever, I can do everything at home and just live my life.
That's super cool, man. That's cool of your company to do that.
Yeah.
It's let me see. So, yeah. Thanks everybody for bearing with this episode. By
as
the way.
we talk through our personal lives.
Brandon and I haven't really caught up in a while. I saw you briefly on Friday, but I mainly talked to Benjamin and your wife while you were getting tickets and stuff. So, but yeah, it's funny hearing all the stuff that you and I do, just because that's what this podcast is about. If you don't like listening to two guys drinking beer and talking about beer and then other shit in between, I don't know why you're still listening. But everybody who is listening, thank you very much for continuing listening. And also, you know what? I gave a quick shout out real quick. Brandon, you and I are both connected to our Instagram.
Correct.
The actual.
Are you going to say what I was thinking you're going to say?
Yeah. I'm thrilled. I'm absolutely thrilled. Hold on, I gotta bring it up real quick. Oh shit, there it is. This is Joe. I'm gonna shout out to Joe. Joe, okay. You listen to the podcast. By the way, when we meet up with you, you do have a T-shirt coming to you. We talked about Joe.
Who's gonna tell us what size he needs?
Yeah. I think he did. I think I do have a message from him on tap. But Joe, when you're listening to this, just in case, shoot us a message on Instagram, and then we'll meet up with you. Joe has been awesome. He's great. He interacts with us on Untapped now that we know that he's not someone that we know, but we do know him. We met him at Beer Under the Glass. We talked about him. We're not talking about Joe from Dry Hop Corridor and Crushed by Giants. This is Joe.
Sorry,
Joe, you're a super
other Joe.
fan. Yeah, Joe, you're a super fan. Joe sent us a message today. He went to Freedom Fest, which was Revolution's basically their sour beer fest, because they do the Freedom series, which is their kettle sours. And I'm going to read this right now
because it was a complete rundown.
Dude, it was so fucking cool. I was out for Stephanie's thing tonight, and I told my wife, I go, hey man, our super fan Joe sent us this full message, his rundown. I think he's like our guy on the street. Joe's gonna be our guy on the street now. Joe, you go to fests and stuff, man. I love checking in. I love seeing Joe's check-ins. Joe is very thorough about his check-ins on Untapped. But I'm gonna read this. He went to Revolution's Freedom Fest, and this is what he said. Freedom Fest was a great time. Lines were long from about 6:30 to 7:30, though they moved quickly. Plus, the Rev crew walked around with pitchers of Freedom Series staples and refilled glasses of those in line. Best in show, Secondhand Freedom, which was the
Malort barrel aged.
Yeah, Malort. I was going to say Merlot. Malort barrel aged and his favorite. Paloma, Loganberry, limeade, and dragon fruit. A touch sweet, but not overly so. Hibiscus orange and strawberry lemonade were right behind. Dry hop Freedom pineapple and Freedom lemon berry. What is that? Meringue?
It says Meritage. Is what it looks like.
I mean, I don't know what they mean. Okay, were swings and misses for me. Simplicity, oak age base, and disliked by many, if not all, though I kind of liked it. Huge oak character, tons of food options, great music, spaced out very well. Never felt crowded. Best of all, I believe most, if not all, beers were 5% or so. Hope they bring this back, this fest next year, because it was a lot of fun. Joe, that sounded awesome. I really wanted to go to that as well. Brandon, you and I talked about it also.
Yeah.
The Freedom Fest. All the the Freedom beers are some of my favorite, like kettle sour beers, especially here in Chicago. They're so awesome, and we've done plenty of talking of the Freedom beers. I mean, our Thanksgiving episode last year, we did that orange cranberry Freedom beer.
Yeah.
That was really good. But yeah, so thank you, Joe, for sending that message to us, and feel free to send us anything else. You're our guy on the streets, Joe. Like we said, if you're a fan of the show, you end up on the show. So Joe, you're the guy on the streets. So if you go to any festivals, just send us some information or any beers you want us to talk about. That was really cool, man. So we appreciate it. Thank you. But let's get back to what this show is actually about. Our trip up to New Glarus, Wisconsin for the Beer, Bacon, and Cheese Festival. We already got through day one, actually going to New Glarus and having some pizza and recording in the hotel. Which, by the way, when we got up in the morning, the breakfast was pretty good.
Yeah.
Man. And also, the beers that were available in the hotel were awesome. What were they, like $6? They $6 a piece?
Something like that, but they had a nice New Glarus lineup in there.
They had raspberry tart. They had spotted cow and Moon Man, if I'm not mistaken.
Something like that. Yeah, sounds about right.
And they had a whole bunch of other random beers. That was super cool. So we got up, had some breakfast with the other people there in the hotel. Then we hopped in our Uber, where at one point I thought we were going to die, but it wasn't too terrible. Ended up at the festival. And Brandon, what was before we get into like some, specifics of it, what was your overall feeling of the fest?
So I've been there before. And I remember, since I had been there before, I was like, I don't remember waiting in this long of a line. And I feel like
just to get in.
Yeah. And I feel like that's the normal, because in the past, I remember just walking in. And like, oh, here's your pass, here you go. But there was a huge line. And because I think maybe due to pandemic or whatever, they only had one entrance. I feel like in the past, they might have had multiple entrances. But yeah, so there's one entrance and we stood in the line and I was like, this is going to take forever. Because we got there right at like 12:45, I think, I would say.
Yeah, we got there pretty early. We also did get some free cheese in the line.
I was going to say that too. The line was cool. Got free cheese in the line. Got in there, and then like once we got in, it was game on.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it was what I expected it to be. Just a bunch of people running for beer and stuff. So what we had done, which actually I think was a smart move, is a lot of people. I don't know if people had the map or whatever. They didn't give us a map of where everything was going to be, but a lot of people who were kind of like walking towards the back, and the front end was a little like light. So we hit a couple spots in the front in the beginning, to get some beer and
we had some. Well, and there was some great I think I posted the picture. Because the connection, like the service out there for our cell phones
was terrible.
Was not great. Yeah, it was not great. My whole plan was to keep posting everything, and I got through like a couple posts, and I'm like, I can't do this all day because I'm waiting to post things. But the first place that we went to, they had some really good jerky. If you just look at our Instagram, I don't know the name of the place. It's on there, I think. It was really good. It was fantastic, and we
went back there at least once. I know that.
Yeah, we went back another time as well. Went when we met up with old Irving. That's when we went back over there. And it's funny, the first beer, if I'm not mistaken, that we headed up to Maplewood because we saw the Maplewood tent.
Yep.
up the road, which is funny because Maplewood's here in Chicago. But what did you end up getting? Did you get Crushinator?
Yep.
Yeah, so you got the Crushinator Session IPA, and then I grabbed, which I didn't know they have a kettle sour, I believe it's kettle sour, the Puka.
Yep.
Puka, which is their sour, which is fucking awesome, man. And I saw it at Beer on the Wall recently. I did not grab it, but if I'm planning on going there this week to grab some beers for the weekend. It was really good. Their kettle, it's like simple kettle sour, refreshing, tart, easy drinking, and I have a sweet Maplewood keychain from going up there that is now in my keys.
Me too.
I'm very happy about that. It was, for my first time being there was a lack of bacon. To me, it was a beer, sausage, jerky, bacon, cheese fest. I think we had maybe two samples of bacon while we were there.
I'd agree.
We had what was the first place? It was a food truck. What was the it was like beans and rice with bacon or something, right? Yeah, and that was very good. Then there was a place that actually had like just fucking like you could buy bacon by the pound from them. We had just like straight up bacon.
But that one was
so good.
It was either bacon or like pork belly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think it was pork belly, but you can buy bacon from them. A lot of good breweries there. We checked into a lot of beers. I would say there was more hits than misses. To have regular Leinenkugel was also very good.
Literally, that's like on my list of like what I had. And I also remember aside from New Glarus's strawberry rhubarb, which we've had, which is awesome.
Yeah, and I had the Scream IPA, I think, while we were there.
Yeah, and I've had that, which is amazing. We did stop at Mobcraft, and Mobcraft had their rhubarb IPA, which I thought was pretty good. Like it was.
Yeah.
I'm in a position where I don't know what rhubarb tastes like on its own.
Yeah, same here.
It's always mixed with something, but like flavor was good. Like I was okay with it. Like it was a decent beer. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going through my check-ins right now. Excuse me. Yeah, we actually we hit everything right there from Puka. Yeah, the rhubarb IPA from Mobcraft was pretty good. I didn't get a whole lot of rhubarb, but it was a good IPA. The next thing I had was from Gray Brewing Company in Wisconsin, which I didn't know what I was getting because it was just called RHR. It's just called Rock Hard Red, apparently. And it is a flavored malt beverage. It was a low check-in for me because, as my check-in says, very much like fruit punch. And it really was. It was like a carbonated fruit punch. It was kind of weird. I was taken aback by it, so I didn't really know.
I don't remember if I checked into it, but I had bitter shenanigans from them.
Oh, okay.
And I remember it not being so bitter. It was good.
Yeah. They're not, yeah, again, those beers weren't bad. I'm not knocking those guys. It's just not what I was expecting. Yeah. By the way, Brandon, what are you drinking from New Glarus right now? Because we're both drinking New Glarus. Or what did you just drink from New Glarus?
I had strawberry rhubarb. And I have actually, because...
Wait, strawberry rhubarb or raspberry tart?
No, strawberry rhubarb.
You got one of those?
I got a 4-pack of it. At the same place you were at. I
only got raspberry tart and the cherry. Damn it.
Yeah.
I should have grabbed a...
Because I bought
rhubarb.
3 4-packs, Belgian Red.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And, tart.
I'm drinking the Wisconsin Belgian Red right now, which tastes like fucking liquid Jolly Ranchers. I love this beer so much.
Long story short, I was hoping like if we were going to do this in person, I was going to crack that 2017 that I got.
Oh, we'll save that for just a time you and I are going to sit around and drink that. Yeah.
I don't know.
Absolutely. I mean, the Wisconsin Belgian Red from New Glarus is probably one of my favorite beers from them, if not my favorite beer from them. It's so good. It's so good. If you wanted to drink a cherry Jolly Rancher, this is it. Like, and it's not super sweet. It just tastes so good. It's so good.
Agreed.
We moved on to, so we got past, we had the strawberry rhubarb, Scream IPA from New Glarus, and then we went over to Hinterland. I had the Jamaican Haze. Like, I like Hinterland. Hinterland's, I think it's their Door County Cherry beer, which is really good. I really like that, but I decided to try something different. It's called Jamaican Haze. And out of 5, now, I'm not knocking the beer. I gave it a 3 out of 5 because I was trying to be honest. My response was just meh. It was okay. It was a good IPA. If you're gonna call something a New England IPA, hazy IPA, it better be juicy. It better be hazy. This was a clear IPA. There's a little haze in there. It looked like a homebrew that hadn't totally cleared up, and it was piney. It was very piney. I don't think of hazy New England IPAs as piney. I think of them as juicy, fruity type beer. So it wasn't a bad beer, just not a New England IPA. Did you have something from Hinterland?
I believe I got the Door County wheat.
Yes. So that's the cherry
and
one,
that's, right? No, I think, well, they have a wheat beer and they have a cherry wheat beer, I think.
Oh, I thought I thought it was just Door County cherry wheat.
Maybe it is. I don't know. From my memory,
I think it was.
It was a solid beer, and I had it in the past. And I don't remember if Hinterland, I think I was telling you the story, but there's an island in Wisconsin.
You have told me this story, but please tell the listeners.
So where Tony and I went camping in Washington Island. There, at a time, there was a patch, there was a wheat farm there where they were literally just growing wheat. They did Death's Door vodka from that wheat. Maybe, I think, gin now too. And what else? The beers came in. So there was Door County wheat, Door County cherry wheat, I would assume. I don't remember if those were all. I don't remember if it was Hinterland. I feel like there was Door County Brewing. Maybe that
Could
merged
be.
into Hinterland. I don't know. I have to do some research.
I'm pretty sure their Door County, the Hinterland's Door County is the Door County cherry wheat beer, which is a nice cherry wheat beer that they do.
Yeah, that should be, because my sister loved that.
Yeah, it's a fantastic beer. That used to be one of the beers that we poured at Square Roots. Hinterland was there. That's how I got introduced to them. Their beers are very good, and I wish they were available. I don't ever see Hinterland beers around on the shelves or anything.
No, they don't. They don't distribute here, I don't think.
Yeah. So we ended up I am gonna say everything I wrote down for this one. We ended up at I don't know how you pronounce it, Lena Brewing Company. Lena. And Brandon, you gave me the heads up that the beers were just okay when you had tried it.
Yep.
And so we got up there, and I'm like, you know what? I love a good pale ale. You know we love pale ales here at the Malting Hour. Perfect situation from them. And I'm going to give you my full review. This is what I said. Cool name, mediocre beer. Also, the dude at the tent helping serve the beer, serving at Beer, Bacon, and Cheese Fest said, "Let's go, Brandon. Fuck him and fuck that brewery." Because yes, fuck that shit. And I give it a 0.25. I give it a 0.25 because people have jobs there, and even if I don't agree with your political views, I do want you to still have a job, even if you hate America. It was fucked up, man. It was so weird. You and I were joking around, and I said, "Yeah, that was my, hey, man, Brandon, you cut in front of me," and a guy got in front, guy from behind the tent was like, say you're sorry to him. Like, it was joking, it felt kind of fun or whatever. I said, "Oh, it's my buddy Brandon, I've known him for years or whatever." And he goes, "Hey, let's go, Brandon. Am I right?" And I was like, "No, you're not." And we walked away. And then I took a sip of the beer, and I'm like, "This is not good." It did not change my review of the beer. Had that guy not said that, I maybe would have given this beer a 2. It was not good. It was just kind of bland. It wasn't a good beer. Sorry, Lena Brewing. You guys just are not making good beer, and you have shitty people working for you. If that's your political stance, cool. That's not mine. And even if someone was like, "We love Joe Biden," great. Don't tell me that at a fucking beer fest.
Yeah.
That's not why I'm here. I'm here to drink beer. I'm here to drink beer, eat cheese, and have bacon. Now, in the other sense, as I say that, I don't think I checked the beer in. I don't think I have it there because there was a brewery right next to them that brewed a Russian Imperial Stout for, what was that one? What was the goddamn beer? For the Ukraine.
Yep.
Do you remember the name of the beer by any chance, or the brewery? I don't. Man, I did not check it in. But it was specifically for Ukraine. Like, that was the Ukraine beer that people were brewing a bunch of beers where profits from that beer went to the Ukraine or some sort of, nonprofit trying to raise money for Ukraine, and they brewed a beer for that. That, to me, I'm more interested in that and supporting something like that of the betterment of
Fox River Brewing.
Okay, there we go. Fox River Brewing. There was a Russian Imperial Stout. It wasn't a Russian Imperial Stout. Shit. It was definitely not a Russian Imperial Stout. Holy shit.
But it was a stout.
It was an Imperial Stout. It was like almost like 11%. It was very good.
Yeah.
It was roasty. It was nice. But it was for Ukraine. So you want to bring politics into beer, I'll get behind that. You're going to tell me, let's go, Brandon? Fuck off. Not interested.
So, funny story about that. So, there's a Facebook group, Chicago area microbrewers or whatever, brews. And this guy runs it. I'm not going to say his name. And he had posted that he had gone there this weekend and had a great experience. And I just recapped. I said, hey, I'd been there in the past. The beers were subpar. I decided.
You're talking about the Lena Brewing.
Lena.
Right?
I said, yeah,
Lena.
I decided to give them another chance and see if their beers were good. And my experience was the whole "Let's Go Brandon" thing. And I said, you know what? That just kind of rolls off me. But I had a moment where I wanted to be like Will Smith and be like, keep my name out your fucking mouth. But I was like, whatever. And like, we kind of made you and I both made eye contact right at that time, and we are just like, whatever, grabbed our beers and walked away. And then my post got deleted, and
really,
yeah, because it was offensive or whatever. And I'm like, really, really. And if you've ever been so people that listen to this, if you are a part or have ever been a part of Chicago area microbrews, you cannot speak ill of any brewery there because Master Man will delete your post. And the other thing is, all of the moderators are people at the breweries. Like, if you're a brewer, you come in, you can be a moderator. And you can literally just delete negative shit about your fucking organization.
Yeah, that's not cool. I mean, it's one thing if you're just going to, like, talk shit and talk politics, that's one thing. But, like, to express that you had a bad experience, I mean, number one, your name's Brandon.
Yeah.
So, sorry, that right there, like, that's kind of shitty, like, to have your name dragged into that. But to be able to express yourself like, I tried their beers, did not like them, wanted to give them a second try, and then I have a sour taste in my mouth because they brought shitty politics into it.
Yeah.
Fine. Stand wherever you want on politics, that's fine. But last time I checked, the whole idea about America was it's getting real political, was supposed to be about freedom of speech, freedom of expression. You don't want to be censored. You don't want to do that. So if I say I don't like a brewery because they say "Let's Go Brandon" to me while I'm getting a beer, and I don't like that, I should be able to express that. As much as if you go to a brewery and they say "We love Joe Biden," be like, you know what, they left a bad taste in my mouth. I don't like it. You should be able to say that as well. That's the plan. You don't get one side of this. That's not how it works, man, and that's shitty. It's also shitty to know. I didn't know that like breweries are actually like moderators. That becomes incredibly biased for people
100%.
to post things.
And it's like literally,
that's not cool.
It's funny. There's 2 rules in that entire group, and it's just like, don't say anything bad about like whatever. Actually, hold on. Let me see. I can pull up.
Bring it. bring up those rules, baby. While you're bringing up those rules, I'm also going to throw out that Fox River. I had that Crown Vic, which was an IPA with Vic Secret. It was one of my favorite pours from the fest because it was really, really, really good.
Okay, so this may have been the rule that I broke. There's 2 rules. Well, I was giving.
Don't talk about Fight Club and don't talk about Fight Club.
I was cited because I broke 2 rules. No name calling against other members.
You didn't do that.
Positive post, please. We're here to promote local breweries, not make rude comments. Please use only English when posting and commenting. Other language will be deleted.
That's
and
racist.
then the second was no political posts of any kind.
Okay. Well, okay. So fine.
But
fine.
Still, like
It wasn't super political, but I get it. But also, you were still talking about the experience that you had with the beer.
Exactly.
So fine. If they want to delete it, fine. That's okay.
Yeah.
Whatever. But I mean, that's weird. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, fine. Yeah. Okay. You broke a rule. You did break a rule. That's fine. Whatever. But you were also talking about the beer itself. You didn't just you went back to try the beer a second time, 2 different times. It wasn't 2 times in the same day. Like you had tried it before, you didn't like it. You tried it again, and then politics were shoved in your face.
Yep.
For it. So that's fine. But again, if somebody is shoving politics in your face of politics that you don't like, fine. You have every right not to like it, but you can't just, delete shit. Whatever. It's a private group. I guess they can. Whatever. It's stupid. It's dumb. You want to have politics in your beer, expect the repercussions. Whether you're left, right, in the middle, I don't give a shit. All I'm about is if you want to bring some positivity with your beer, like the beer from Fox River with their Ukraine Stout, boom, done. You got it. I'll sign up. If you've got something that's pro-Biden, pro-Trump, that's not going to change me. That's not going to change my that I don't give a shit about that. If fine.
We're there
do
for
what you
the
want
beer,
to do.
not your politics.
Yeah, exactly. And actually, Fox River, to throw this back out there, Fox River was not the Ukraine Stout, by the way.
Oh.
It was not. I don't, and I feel bad about that. We just went through all that. The only reason why I know that is because I'm going through my next check-ins. Fox River was the one that had the Blue Bobber and the other one, the other beers that we tried that were probably some of our favorite of the fruited beers.
Okay.
You remember that?
Yep.
Yeah. So it was the brewery right next to him. I don't know what it was, so going back on that.
I do know Fox River.
Fox River did not have that Ukraine Stout.
We did like the Fox River beers, though. I gave them my business card.
Yes, they were fantastic. Yeah, the Fox River beers are good. Sorry, Fox River, didn't mean to throw you in there for the Ukraine beer. You guys did not do a Ukraine Stout. Don't know. We did not check in the Ukraine Stout, but there was a Ukraine Stout that was very good. In between the Let's Go Brandon and Fox River. But let's get off. I'm gonna get off the politics there. Fox River, the Blue Bobber Blueberry Ale was a fruited beer. It was really good. It was really tasty. It was very light, nice, tart, sweet blueberry beer. Not like it wasn't a whole bunch of blueberry in your face, but it was really good. And I know they had the Crown Vic was the other IPA that was really good. Like I said, they used Vic Secret, which I haven't had. I don't think many beers that. I've had some, but this was right up front Vic Secret hop forward beer. So it was very good. Brandon, I don't remember what fruited beer you had from them. I had the blueberry. Was it a strawberry one?
Possibly.
I think it was strawberry.
My
Most
chickens
positive.
ended kind of after that, and not because
It was no.
I was drunk. I was just not.
The connection was terrible, and we tried to keep track of the beers that we could.
Well, no, but I had a note going, and at one point I just gave up on the note, and I was like, I'm just gonna hang out.
It ended up becoming a long day.
Yeah.
After that, we ended up over at there was a seltzer. There was a seltzer that I really like, and it was a non-carbonated hard water. It was
it had to be hard water.
it was hard water without the carbonation, and it was surprisingly fucking delicious. It was really good. I had a lemonade one that was super tasty. I really liked it. But then we made our way back to the beginning. That I went to Hillsborough Brewing, and I got a Blonde Walks Into a Bar, which is their blonde ale. That's. I was gonna grab something else. The guy serving said, "Nope, go with this." And it's a very funny name because obviously it's the beginning of a shitty joke. Blonde Walks Into a Bar. It's a blonde ale, and it was really good. I gave it a 3.75. I loved it, but my favorite beer, I think, of the fest was the Leaping Lemur Cream Ale from Hillsborough Brewing. It was a cream ale that had vanilla added to it. I think they used vanilla beans in it.
I think you got that when you went off with the dude from Old Irving, and you were
yeah, Matt.
Yeah,
went with Matt.
Dude.
It was Leaping Lemur was so good. I would absolutely love to have that beer again because it really was like cream soda in a beer. Like it was, oh man, it was so perfect. It was so great. Yeah, Matt and I ended up going over there, and I had that I think 2 times when we met up with actually when Matt and I took a walk back, we also stopped at Capitol Brewing. I grabbed something. I had their Yakima IPA. Sorry, Capitol Brewing. That was not good. I don't know what Matt got. I don't know what he would have said about any of the beers that he had, but the Yakima IPA was not good. That was a bitter bomb. It was just like if you could take a hard seltzer and just made it bitter as hell. That's what that was. There was no sweetness to it at all. There was no balance. It was a bitter bomb. Not good.
And that's actually one of the things we haven't talked about is that Old Irving Brewery, one of our favorite breweries, was there.
That's what I was about to get to because as we were trying to meet up with them at New Glarus, we ended up hanging out with them pretty much all fucking day at the fest. Like we walked around for how many breweries were there and all the beers we just went through and went on our little rants and everything. We hung out with the guys from Old Irving, and it was so much fun. It was so much fun. They had
had friends.
yeah. We had Beezer. They had Beezer on tap and their Kolsch Della, right?
Yeah.
Is that the name of the Kolsch? And then also hanging out, they brought some beers up, and we had Trail Buddies. Yeah. And Double Beezer. You took that one home because we didn't crack it open because we're not insane. Even though we did have a bunch of good beers when we got back.
Yeah.
And then I had their berry cushy berry or whatever. You got one of those. Well, I opened that up with some friends recently, which was very good, strawberry. But it was cool. We ended up hanging out with the guys from Old Irving pretty much most of the time for the last half because it ended up raining. Not like heavy rain, but it was like
enough to where you want to be under a tent.
Yeah, exactly. And hanging out with them was so much fun, and we love the guys from Old Irving. Looking forward to meeting up with them again, hopefully this year for some other stuff. They've been putting out some really great beers this year.
Yeah, and we were hinted to big things coming.
Yes, that we're not going to necessarily talk about, but we're super excited, and when that happens, we will get together with them. We are excited about their Krampus beers. We did get a little bit of that as well of what's happening, which we also won't spoil because you guys just have to find out when we go and drink it with them. But yeah, Krampus this year, the Krampus release is going to be awesome. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It's always awesome.
It's always awesome, but I mean, it just seems to be getting better and better every year. That was it's funny because we ended up in Wisconsin to hang out with the guys from New Glarus. Like, what the fuck?
Old Irving, you mean?
I'm sorry, yeah, Old Irving.
Yeah, it's funny because that was my main target when we went there. It's funny. We talked to the guys from Maplewood shortly.
Which is fun.
And then we moved on when we hit Old Irving. We knew Matt was there, and Matt, thank you for listening as always. And dude, Matt's a cool dude. I love hanging out with Matt. We need to.
He's awesome.
And I've got his phone. We've got his phone number now. We need to do.
We're calling you, Matt.
An episode with Matt where we
soon.
just hang out and drink non-Old Irving. beers.
Yeah. Matt's fun. Just everybody that was there from Old Irving was just a lot of fun, and we had talked about just sitting down with those guys and just not even necessarily drinking Old Irving beers, but like sitting around and drinking beers with them. Like,
I believe. Oh, so yeah, Tim was the other guy, and
yeah. And
it was funny.
I spent the most time Sorry, man. I spent the most time talking with Tim at one point. It was
funny because a couple weeks after that fest, I met up with a friend from high school who lives in Scottsdale. He came into town and he was like, "Hey, let's meet up. Where do you want to meet?" I was like, "Let's go to Old Irving." And it turned out to be like my family and his family, to his sister's family and his brother's family. They all came, and it was like 12 people. And I was like, dude, I messaged Trevor and I was like, "Hey man," I actually messaged Matt too. And I was like, "Matt, what can we do to get like 12 people? I know you guys don't do reservations, but like we got a big group coming." And he was like, "Dude, there's like 35 people coming at whatever time." He's like, "Can you push your time till 5?" And I was like, "Oh." And then like Trevor responded. He goes, "Yeah," like because I emailed Trevor separately, and he goes, "Oh, it's fine. I've got my my general manager on here. It's good." But anyway, we worked it out till 5:30, and then we had dinner or whatever. Everyone came, and then Tobias was there. Tobias is the owner, head brewer of Rabid. So he was hanging with us, and he was like, "Is Jim here? Is Jim here?" Kept asking for Tim. And they're like, "Oh, he's busy. He's busy." And then finally Tim came out, and I was like, "Tim, what's up, man?" Gave him like a half hug, and like, and I was like, "Dude, like, yeah, it's just cool. Like, they're so personable, dude. That's why I love Irving, man. Like,
yeah, no, that's good. It's like when you go there, it's, I don't know, man. It's super cool. It just feels like you're welcome there. It's like a family atmosphere. It's super fun. Old Irving has been really kind to us, and we appreciate it. Like, it's just been awesome. And looking forward to talking to you guys more in the future. Like, they're just great, man. Old Irving's awesome. And not to cut that short, but I do want to get to when we left the fest. So it did rain. Yes. We got a whole bunch of jerky from Jack Link's because they were just giving away a whole bunch of jerky.
They were literally right next to Old Irving.
I just finished like my last little pouch, I think last week.
2 tree upstairs.
I brought some to work to share with the guys. You and I ended up at what's the name of the? Do you remember the off the top of your head? Do you remember the name of the restaurant that we went to?
No.
It is also in Rosemont, by the way. I do know that because I saw it. So there is one of these restaurants in Rosemont. While Brandon does what we pay Clark to do to look up what we need to find, we went to this. There's a barbecue restaurant not just in the same parking lot as the hotel. We went over there and we said, that's where we're gonna have dinner tonight. Like when we got up in the morning, we could smell the smoke. Like they are smoking meats there fresh, so it's not just some bullshit barbecue place. So we're like, we're gonna have dinner there. It'll be great. We got back to the hotel. Actually, when we got back to the hotel, we cracked open the Dragon's Milk triple mash that I had, which was really good. That's 17%. Because when you leave a beer fest, you go back to your hotel and you drink more beer.
Yeah, why not?
High alcohol beers. But when we got there, we were watching some hockey because the hockey
Liberty
playoffs
Station.
were happening. Yeah, Liberty Station. There's a Liberty Station in Rosemont, by the way. So I think you and I should go over there and check it out.
Good.
By the way, Rosemont is a suburb here in Chicago. When we got there, we were looking at the menu, checking out some beers that they had. And I think we ended up getting some cod tacos and brisket fries, which the brisket fries were insane. I mean, it is like smoked brisket with like this cheese sauce that goes over the fries. It's fantastic, really good. We look up at one point. We take a look up where all the bottles are sitting. All the bottles of all the booze that they got there. And Brandon and I notice 2 bottles sitting side by side. And what are those 2 bottles? A Pappy Van Winkle and just a straight Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, Van Winkle, 12 years old. Now, what the hell are those 2 bottles doing sitting at some Madison, Wisconsin I felt like I knew we were in Madison, but it also kind of felt like a suburb of Madison, next to a hotel in a barbecue joint. What are those two bottles doing there? We were both kind of blown away by it. And then what does Brandon do? Orders 2 glasses of the Van Winkle for us. And we actually got to talking to somebody who was sitting there and asked us which batch that was, and he's very cool. Might be an episode in the future with somebody that he knows. We have to respond to that email, by the way. He did send us another email. Okay,
yeah, I know.
But that was like a fucking awesome. We had a glass of Van Winkle. Like that was delicious. Like it really was very tasty, very good, so nice. We ended up back at the hotel and then cracked open 2 more beers. We did the our can of the Goose Island Barrel Aged Shamrock Stout, which is very good. And then we cracked open a North Carolina beer that I got from some friends of ours. That was a Dunkelweiss, which is very good. I have 1 more can of that left, a crowler left of that. So I don't remember the brewery. It's very good, though. It's a solid Dunkelweiss. We ended up watching, what was that, Ryan Reynolds' movie Waiting?
Yeah.
I've never seen. Had you seen that before?
No.
So I'd never seen that, but apparently we that was something we needed to watch. Now I'm gonna throw us under the bus here because we didn't. There was cheese and meats at the festival. We had that. We had the breakfast in the morning. We had some cheese and meats during the fest. There was 3 tacos between the 2 of us, so we split it, and then we had some of the fries and the brisket. I don't think we finished the brisket fries. Like we did our best. It was just like it was a lot. It was very rich. So we got back to the hotel. We're hanging out. We started talking about food again, and then you sneakily ordered
Domino's.
Some more Domino's pizza for us, which we didn't finish. We didn't need that much, but it was fun. We had some good food, and then the next day we packed up, hit the road, and headed on back home. Man, oh, actually, as we were heading back home, we realized, oh shit, we didn't buy any beer. We didn't buy any New Glarus beer, except for what we bought at New Glarus to have after the final pours.
So we did stop at a Random Lake store, and that's where I got my strawberry rhubarb, raspberry tart, and Wisconsin Belgian red 4-packs.
And I decided to just get the raspberry tart and Wisconsin Belgian red, which I just finished my Wisconsin Belgian red, which I feel like is probably a good stopping point. It was delicious. And we got our cups. We got our glasses to save from New Glarus. So overall, it was super cool. It was a lot of fun. I'd like to do it again. I think we should do it again. I think we will do it again.
So my plan is this time is if I can find out when the date is ahead of time, or what. It's always like the first weekend or the second weekend. I think it's always that same weekend. I want to book a hotel like right in New Glarus.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm not a religious person these days, but that church there in New Glarus just looked really nice, and I would love to. I want to go inside of that church and just take a look at it, man. It just looked fantastic, and the town itself in New Glarus just looked really nice. It would be cool to get up there again on a Friday and like hang out where the locals hang out and check out some places, have some food there, and I mean that's a show in itself right there.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun, man. I had so much fun. Thank you so much for coordinating that and making that happen. It was great, man. I did. I don't know if the hotel bed did it, but when I came back home the next day, my back got all fucked up, so my sciatic nerve was bothering me. So, if anything, that hotel bed was a little rough. But other than that, man, it was great. We kept that room nice and cold, and that room was beautiful.
Yeah,
we watched a lot of diners, drive-ins, and dives as well. Yeah. That was also super fun. It was a good trip, man. It was so much fun. If you guys get a chance to go up and check it out, the Beer, Bacon, and Cheese Fest normally happens first or second weekend in June. Up there in New Glarus, Wisconsin. I'm actually, Brandon, going up to Wisconsin this weekend. Ooh. So I'm going to I'm going up there. I'm going to bring back some beers again. So I'll see what I can find. Even if it's just the shit that we normally have, cool. If not, if I can find something fun, that's cool. I also still have a Grand Cru Spotted Cow that could make its way onto an After the Final Pour. I don't know. Otherwise, just drink it. Just drink. I've got one left. You've got one. that I gave you. Just drink it. It's
Do I?
very good. Yeah, I gave you one.
I don't know where it is. Somewhere in there.
It's probably in that beer fridge. I'll find it for you. But yeah, man, overall, awesome time, man. Had a lot of fun. Thanks everybody for listening to this episode where we just talked about food for a whole bunch of it.
And our weekends and everything else that we do.
Yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying your Monday as much as we're enjoying our Sunday night. I'm going to see Rage Against the Machine and Run the Jewels tonight, so I got that going for me. And I'm going to Wisconsin this weekend.
Nice.
It's a good week, man. It's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. But yeah, Brandon, you got anything else you want to say?
No, man. I just, again, appreciate everyone listening to us rambling. And just
this is like an extent. Yeah, this is like an extent. Oh, I'll tell you this. The next week's after the final pour is a real winner. It's going to be a real winner. I'm really looking forward to editing it. I've got it downloaded. I'm excited for this one. But yeah, everybody, thanks for listening. Remember to like. This is like those YouTube or TikTok. Remember to like, subscribe, and follow and all that shit. But yeah, that's what we got to say. If you're listening to this on something where you can rate it, please just rate it. Like it. Tell people about it. Even if you don't like, just be like, oh man, this podcast is so funny. Just help push us along. Just tell people that like it's something they might like.
We're very thankful.
They don't. Yeah, we are thankful for everybody who listens. Joe, you're our guy on the street now. Clark, you're on next week's episode. Dan, we'll have you. You'll be back soon, probably. We miss you, Dan.
Likely.
It is likely. But yeah, we actually have some fun stuff coming up. I'm not gonna say too much about it, but there's some Michigan beers coming up, and Revolution is starting their Deep Woods Barrel Age series this month here in July. So we're gonna be trying some of those soon. So
Agreed.
we might actually we might do a full episode on it.
And we could probably.
We're going to. All right, Brandon, I love you, buddy.
Love you too, bud.
And we'll see you guys later. Thanks a lot. This has been The Malting Hour. Be sure to follow us on all social media by searching The Malting Hour and at themaltinghour.com. You can also follow us individually on social media. Brandon can be found on Instagram as BMDub81, on Twitter, BDub81, and on Untapped as BDubDrinksBeer. Tony can be found on Instagram and Untapped under Ace of Help Chicago, on Twitter, The Ace of Help Chicago. Clark can be found as Clarkowski on all three. Dan can be found on Instagram as hip__hops and hip hops on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe, like, and rate the show on your preferred podcast listening platform. Until next time, cheers from all of us at The Malting Hour.